The most important relationship you will ever have is the one you have with yourself. Let me ask you something. How often do you encourage yourself? How often do you believe in yourself? How often do you treat yourself with respect? Or are you your own worst critic? Most people, they're kind to others. They support others. They forgive others. But when it comes to themselves, they doubt. They judge. They tear themselves down. And that's a problem. Because here's the truth. You can't build a great life if you don't value the one building it. You have to learn to work harder on yourself than you do on your job. But how do you work on yourself if you don't even like yourself? How do you grow? If deep down you don't believe you're worth the effort, that's where it all begins. Not with money, not with success, not with recognition, but with self-worth. You see, the world will treat you the way you teach it to treat you. And if you don't respect yourself, if you don't believe in yourself, if you don't love yourself, you'll accept less than you deserve. That's the silent struggle. People chasing success while feeling empty inside. People achieving goals, but still not feeling enough. Your life does not get better by chance. It gets better by change. And the first change, how you see yourself. So in this message, we're going to talk about something most people avoid. How to love yourself more than anyone else. Not how to seek approval, but how to give it to yourself. Because the moment you learn to love yourself, respect yourself, believe in yourself, everything changes. Your standards rise. Your confidence grows. Your life transforms. So listen carefully, because this might be the message that changes how you see yourself forever. The most important project you will ever work on is you. Let's begin here. Not with the world, not with success, not with money, but with you, because everything you build in life, every relationship, every achievement, every decision, it all comes back to one place: how you see yourself. Now let me ask you something. Do you truly value yourself? Not just when things are going well, not just when you succeed, but even when you fail, even when you fall short, do you still respect the person in the mirror? Most people don't. They're kind to others. They encourage others. They support others. But when it comes to themselves, they criticize. They doubt. They hold themselves to a standard they would never hold anyone else to. And that's the problem. Because if you don't love yourself, you will accept less than you deserve. You cannot build a great life with a poor self-image. Think about that. If deep down you believe you're not enough, not capable, not worthy, then no matter what you achieve, it will never feel like enough. That's why self-love is not a luxury. It's a necessity. Now don't misunderstand me. Loving yourself is not arrogance. It's not ego. It's not thinking you're better than others. It's something much deeper. It's acceptance. It's looking at yourself flaws, mistakes, imperfections, and saying, I'm still worth the effort. I'm still growing. I'm still becoming. Success is something you attract by the person you become. And the person you become depends on how you treat yourself daily. Let's go deeper. When you don't love yourself, you look for validation everywhere else. From people, from achievements, from approval. You chase recognition. You chase acceptance. You chase a feeling that should come from within. But here's the truth. No one can give you what you refuse to give yourself. Okay, you can have people praise you, support you, believe in you. But if you don't believe in yourself, it won't matter. I've seen people reach incredible levels of success and still feel empty. Why? Because they built everything on the outside, but neglected what was inside. The foundation of a strong life is a strong self. That's where it begins. With how you talk to yourself, how you treat yourself, how you show up for yourself. Let me give you something practical. Pay attention to your inner voice. What does it say when you fail? Does it say, you're not good enough? Or does it say, you can do better next time? That voice matters because you hear it more than anyone else. And over time, you start to believe it. So if you want to change your life, start by changing that voice. For things to change, you have to change. And one of the first changes, how you treat yourself. Start small. Speak to yourself with respect. Encourage yourself when it's hard. Acknowledge your progress, even if it's slow. Because self-love is not built in a day. It's built in moments, small decisions, daily habits, consistent actions. It's choosing to take care of yourself, to grow yourself, to invest in yourself, even when it's uncomfortable. Let me tell you something important. You teach people how to treat you by how you treat yourself. If you don't respect your time, others won't either. If you don't value your energy, others will drain it. If you don't believe in your worth, others will question it. So it starts with you. You don't have to be perfect. You don't have to have it all figured out. You just have to decide. I am worth the work. I am worth the growth. I am worth the effort. The greatest investment you can ever make is in yourself. Because when you invest in yourself, everything else improves. Your mindset, your relationships, your results. And slowly, you begin to build something powerful. Confidence, not loud, not arrogant, but quiet, steady, unshakable. Loving yourself is not selfish. It's necessary. Because you can't give your best to the world if you're empty inside. So start here, not tomorrow, not later. Now, look at yourself and decide, I'm going to treat myself better. I'm going to believe in myself more. I'm going to become someone I'm proud of. Because the moment you truly begin to love yourself, everything changes. You don't get what you want. You get what you believe you deserve. Let's talk about something most people don't see. Not on the surface. Not in public. Not in the highlight reels. But deep down, the hidden damage. Because when you don't love yourself, it doesn't just stay in your thoughts. It shows up everywhere. In your choices. In your habits. In your relationships. In your results. And the dangerous part? Most people don't even realize it. You see, when you don't value yourself, you start settling. Settling for less than you're capable of. Settling for less than you deserve. Settling for a life that feels just okay. Don't settle for less than you can be. But that's exactly what happens. You lower your standards. Not because you have to, but because you believe you have to. You say things like, this is good enough. I don't want to ask for too much. I'll just take what I can get. And slowly, you begin to shrink. Let me tell you something important. Low self-worth creates low standards. And low standards create a life of limitation. Now let's go deeper. When you don't love yourself, you start seeking validation from others. You want approval. You want recognition. You want someone to tell you, you're enough. But here's the problem. If you don't believe it, you won't accept it. People can compliment you, encourage you, support you, but inside, you'll still question it, still doubt it, still feel like it's not true. That's the damage. It's internal. Your philosophy determines your life. And if your philosophy about yourself is weak, your life will reflect it. Let's talk about relationships. When you don't love yourself, you tolerate things you shouldn't tolerate. Disrespect, neglect, lack of effort. Because deep down, you don't believe you deserve better. You stay too long. You accept too much. You give more than you receive. Not out of strength, but out of fear. Fear of being alone. Fear of not being enough. Fear of losing what little you think you have. But let me tell you the truth. You don't lose people by raising your standards. You lose people who were never meant to stay. And that's not a loss. That's growth. Now, let's look at your goals. When you don't love yourself, you don't push yourself. You hesitate. You procrastinate. You doubt your ability before you even begin. You think, what if I fail? What if I'm not good enough? What if it doesn't work? So you don't try, or you try halfway. And when you don't give your best, you don't get your best. Failure is not a single event. It's a few errors in judgment repeated every day. And one of those errors, not believing in yourself. Let me show you something powerful. Self-love affects everything. Your confidence, your decisions, your actions, and ultimately, your results. Because how you feel about yourself determines how you show up in the world. If you feel small, you play small. If you feel unworthy, you accept less. If you feel unsure, you hesitate. And over time, that becomes your life. But here's the good news. This is not permanent. For things to change, you have to change. And that change starts within. You don't fix your life first and then love yourself. You love yourself first, and then your life begins to change. So what do? You start becoming aware. Notice your thoughts. How do you talk to yourself when things go wrong? How do you treat yourself when you make a mistake? Do you tear yourself down, or do you build yourself back up? That awareness is the beginning of transformation. Then you make a decision, a simple one, a powerful one. I will not be my own enemy anymore. I will not speak to myself with disrespect. I will not settle for less than I'm capable of. Because here's the truth. The way you treat yourself sets the standard for everything else. You deserve more, not because of what you've done, but because of who you can become. So don't let low self-worth quietly control your life. Don't let hidden damage define your future. Recognize it, face it, change it. Because the moment you begin to love yourself, you stop settling, you stop doubting, you stop holding back. And that's when your life truly begins to change. Success is nothing more than a few simple disciplines practiced every day. Let's make this practical. We've talked about self-love. We've talked about the damage of not having it. Now the question becomes, how do you build it? Here's the answer. Not in a year, not in a month, but starting today, one day at a time. Let me give you a challenge. 19 days. That's it. Commit to practicing self-love for just 19 days. And then watch what happens. Now you might be thinking, can 19 days really change anything? Let me tell you something. It's not the number of days. It's the consistency of action. What's easy to do is also easy not to do. And that's where most people fail. They start strong. They feel motivated, but they don't stay consistent. So this is not about perfection. It's about practice. Daily. Intentional. Focused. Let's break it down. What does loving yourself actually look like in action? Day 1 to day 5. Awareness. You begin by noticing your thoughts, your habits, your patterns. How do you talk to yourself? Do you criticize? Do you doubt? Do you replay mistakes? No judgment, just awareness. Because you can't change what you don't see. You must take responsibility for how you feel. That includes how you speak to yourself. Day 6 to day 10, correction. Now you start making small changes. When your mind says, I'm not good enough, you respond, I'm improving. When you make a mistake, instead of tearing yourself down, you say, I'll do better next time. Simple shifts, but powerful ones. Because now, you're no longer your own enemy. You're becoming your own supporter. Day 11 to day 15. Action. This is where it gets real. Self-love is not just words. It's action. You start showing up for yourself. You keep promises. You follow through. You take care of your body and your mind. Wake up when you said you would. Do the work you've been avoiding. Take one step toward your goals. Discipline is the bridge between goals and accomplishment. And every time you follow through, you build something powerful. Self-respect. Day 16 to day 19. Identity shift. Now something begins to change. Subtly, quietly, but powerfully, you start to feel different. More confident, more grounded, more in control. Why? Because you've been keeping your word to yourself. You've been treating yourself with respect. You've been showing up. And now you start to believe in yourself. You become what you think about all day long. For 19 days, you've been thinking differently, acting differently, speaking differently. And now you're becoming someone new. Let me tell you what happens next. After 19 days, you don't want to go back. You don't want to go back to self-doubt, to negative thinking, to breaking promises to yourself, because now you've seen the difference. You felt the shift. Your confidence is stronger. Your mindset is clearer. Your actions are more aligned. And it all started with a simple decision. The major key to your better future is you, not luck, not circumstances. You. So here's my challenge to you. Start your 19 days. Not next week. Not when you feel ready. Start now. Day 1, speak to yourself with respect. Day 2, keep one promise. Day 3, take one step forward and keep going. Day by day, step by step. Because if you can do it for 19 days, you can do it for 30. If you can do it for 30, you can do it for a lifetime. And a lifetime of self-love, that changes everything. You don't become confident overnight. You become confident through consistency. So practice it daily, intentionally, relentlessly. Because one day, you'll look back and realize the person you needed to become was built in those small, consistent days. Start your 19 days and watch what happens. You must take personal responsibility. You cannot change the circumstances, but you can change yourself. Let's bring it down to one idea. Simple, powerful, life-changing. Choose yourself. Not once. Not when it's easy. Not when you feel like it. Every day. Because self-love is not a feeling. It's a decision. A daily decision. Now let me ask you something. How often do you put yourself last? You say yes when you want to say no. You give when you're already empty. You sacrifice your peace, your time, your energy, just to keep others comfortable. And slowly, you disappear. That's the problem. Not that you care about others, but that you forget to care about yourself. Learn to say no. Don't let your mouth overload your back. There it is. Because every time you say yes to something that drains you, you're saying no to something that could grow you. Choosing yourself means setting boundaries. Clear, strong, non-negotiable. It means protecting your time, protecting your energy, protecting your focus. Because if you don't, the world will take it from you. Now understand this. Choosing yourself is not selfish. It's necessary. You cannot pour from an empty cup. You cannot give your best if you're running on nothing. Take care of your body. It's the only place you have to live. That includes your mind, your emotions, your peace. So what does it look like to choose yourself every day? Let's make it practical. You choose growth over comfort, even when it's hard, even when you don't feel like it. You show up because you respect yourself enough to do what needs to be done. You choose discipline over excuses. No more waiting. No more I'll start tomorrow. You act because your future matters more than your temporary feelings. You choose your standards over approval. You stop trying to please everyone. You stop shrinking to fit in. You stand firm because you know your worth is not decided by others. Don't let other people's opinions become your reality. You choose your peace over chaos. You walk away from what drains you. You let go of what doesn't serve you. You protect your mental space because peace is power. You choose your future over your past. You don't let mistakes define you. You learn. You grow. You move forward because who you are becoming is more important than who you were. The past does not equal the future. Now here's the truth most people ignore. Every day you are choosing, maybe not consciously, but through your actions. When you procrastinate, you're choosing comfort. When you doubt yourself, you're choosing fear. When you settle, you're choosing less. But when you show up, when you discipline yourself, when you respect your own standards, you're choosing yourself. And those choices, they add up. Day by day, decision by decision, they shape your life. Success is nothing more than a few simple disciplines practiced every day. And choosing yourself is one of those disciplines. Let me tell you something powerful. The moment you truly start choosing yourself, everything changes. Your confidence grows because you trust yourself. Your standards rise because you respect yourself. Your life improves because you're aligned with yourself. And slowly, you stop chasing validation. You stop needing approval. You stop looking outside for something you finally built within. That's real power. Quiet, strong, unshakable. You are the one person you will spend your entire life with. So treat yourself well. Respect yourself. Choose yourself. Not once, not sometimes, every single day. Because when you do, you don't just change how you feel. You change how you live. And that is the ultimate power of self-love. The greatest challenge is not what you get. It's what you become. Let's finish with this. Not success, not money, not recognition, but something deeper. Pride. Not pride in what you have, but pride in who you are. Because at the end of the day, when everything is quiet, when no one is watching, when there's no applause, you're left with one question. Am I proud of myself? That question matters more than titles, more than achievements, more than what the world thinks. Because you can fool the world, but you can't fool yourself. Your life is not determined by what happens to you, but by how you respond to what happens to you. And your response, that's your character. Now let's be honest. Most people don't become who they're capable of becoming. Not because they lack ability, but because they lack consistency. They start strong, motivated, inspired, but they don't continue. They don't follow through. They don't become. That's the gap between potential and reality. So how do you close that gap? How do you become someone you're proud of? It starts with this. Keep your promises to yourself. Simple, but powerful. If you say you'll wake up early, wake up early. If you say you'll do the work, do the work. If you say you'll change, start changing. Because every time you break a promise to yourself, you lose trust. And without trust, there is no confidence. Discipline is the bridge between goals and accomplishment. That bridge is built one action at a time. Next, do the right thing, even when it's hard, especially when it's hard, because character is not built in comfort. It's built in challenge. When you don't feel like showing up, but you do it anyway. When it's easier to quit, but you keep going. When no one is watching, but you still give your best. That's who you become. And over time, those moments build something inside you. Something strong. Something real. Respect. Not from others, from yourself. If you will do the easy things, your life will be hard. But if you will do the hard things, your life will be easy. Choose wisely. Now let's talk about standards. Because you don't become great by accident. You become great by decision. You decide, I don't settle. I don't make excuses. I don't live below my potential. And then you live it. Every day, even when it's uncomfortable, even when it's inconvenient, even when no one else understands. because you're not doing it for them. You're doing it for you. Let me tell you something important. Becoming someone you're proud of takes time. It doesn't happen overnight. It doesn't happen in one big moment. It happens in small choices, repeated daily, choosing discipline, choosing growth, choosing yourself. And slowly, day by day, you start to change. You think differently. You act differently. You carry yourself differently. And one day, you look in the mirror and you don't see doubt anymore. You don't see hesitation. You see someone who shows up, someone who follows through, someone who doesn't quit. Success is not to be pursued. It is to be attracted by the person you become. And now, you've become that person. Not perfect, but committed, not flawless, but disciplined. And that's enough. You don't need to be better than anyone else. You just need to be better than you were. So build yourself, day by day, choice by choice. Become someone you respect, someone you trust, someone you're proud of. Because when you do, everything else follows. The confidence, the success, the fulfillment. It all comes from one place, who you become. So start today. Make the decision. Become the person you're proud of. Your life changes the moment you love yourself more than anyone else. Take a moment, breathe. Think about everything you've just heard. Not the words, but the message. Because this isn't just about motivation. It's about transformation. You've spent enough time doubting yourself, questioning yourself, waiting for someone else to believe in you. Now it's time to believe in yourself. For things to change, you have to change. And that change, it starts within. Not when everything is perfect. Not when you feel ready. But right now, you don't need permission. You don't need approval. You just need a decision. A decision to treat yourself better. A decision to think better. A decision to become better. Because the truth is simple. The way you see yourself determines the way you live your life. So stop waiting to feel worthy. Stop waiting to feel confident. Stop waiting to feel enough. You are enough to begin. The greatest investment you can ever make is in yourself. So invest in your growth, in your discipline, in your mindset. Speak to yourself with respect. Show up for yourself daily. Choose yourself again and again, because no one else will live your life for you. And one day, you'll look back at this moment and you'll realize this was the turning point. The moment you stopped chasing approval and started building self-worth. The moment you stopped doubting and started believing. The moment you stopped settling and started becoming. So don't wait. Don't hesitate. Don't go back to who you used to be. Step forward with confidence, with clarity, with purpose, because your future is built by the decisions you make today. Choose yourself, believe in yourself, and most importantly, learn to love yourself more than anyone else.